My name's Natalie Lalagos. I teach here at Hawai'i High School. Also, I'm a huge, just language nerd. Growing up, my dad, he was bilingual, so he spoke Greek and English. And he would just speak Greek, and I'd have to, I'd sit there and I'd wait for him to translate something. And it's just fascinating to watch them. So why do I teach? Why do I do what I do? I had a rough adolescent experience outside of school. And I think if school hadn't been what it was, where it was people believed in me, people pushed me, I was challenged, right? If I hadn't had that, I don't know what I would have done. It's very likely I wouldn't be sitting here in this classroom if I hadn't have had that experience. And school gave me, and my education gave me the ability to decide what I wanted to do for my own future. That should be what everyone experiences. Unfortunately, there are a lot of things standing in a lot of people's way, most kids' way. I don't know that language has to be one of those things at our school right now.
Aloha everybody, I am currently a senior here at Hawai'i High School, and I was scared to go to school because of not knowing how to speak English properly.
Hawai'i High School is a big high school, a significant population of students who are learning English for the first time, whether that's their second, their third, or their fourth language. Those are our EL population, English learner population.
Ang tawon ako 14 years old, and nanggaling ako sa Pilipinas.
So I have moved here from the island of Tonga. Being a bilingual person, that Tongan was my first language, and English was I was learning English.
I work with students for whom English is their second or sometimes third language. So we currently have 160 EL students. However, we have twice that amount almost of students who used to be, who have tested out. That's where multilingual students often get lost in the shuffle.
And everyone should be able to be here in this space, and it shouldn't matter if my first language isn't English, right? As a school community, we do not always have space that's super welcoming to kids who are still learning the language.
Some of the people that I met, I feel I'm not welcome here.
It's not always about what's going on in the classrooms, but it's about our wider community and whether or not that's linguistically welcoming to our students.
If we had materials translated and ready to go in their home languages, and there are many, it will open the door of understanding and ways to support their students through school.
In Tongan, sometimes it's easier for my parents to log into infant campus through the Tongan language because that is the way they understand. Yes, they know English, but not very much of the English language.
I think having things in our own language, Marshall, is important because there's a lot of people that they will not read English.
So there's many students here with parents that really they can't understand English. So the students has to explain to them, what if that students really don't know how to speak in English in anyways?
A memory of sitting down with one of my Spanish-speaking students in my advisory and trying to explain how the grading system worked here. I realized that this student had no idea what I was talking about. And that's because all of that information is communicated in English. And I realized it didn't have to be that way, right? Because I could sit there and I could explain it to the student in their language, and I could say, here's how this all works. And that gave the student a sense of power and how to navigate everything. But it seems silly for that kind of information to be almost like proprietary. You should be able to walk through your school community and understand what's going on. And it shouldn't have to be obstacle after obstacle after obstacle to just try to join a sports team or to go to prom, right? It shouldn't be that difficult. And when we miss those things, we miss the opportunity for them to feel like they are part of our community. We have everything we need right here to make our school more linguistically welcoming. our students can be the ones to translate non-confidential materials for our campus. Things like signing up for prom and driver's ed and how to navigate Infinite Campus. These are things that our students can translate right now to make our school more welcoming to the wider community. Multilingual Student Translators intends to hire students and train them in the skills of translation so that they are confident in the work that they're doing and that they also have experience they can take forward into their futures. Our school really would benefit from that in many ways. We would benefit from it because obviously we'd have materials translated into multiple languages, which would invite more people into our community. And not just students, but invite our larger community into our school.
This opens a door for that, for that communication, for giving a voice to a population that doesn't necessarily have one. Give them a voice and they will speak.
I think a lot of people see students who don't speak English well or proficiently as a problem, but they're not a problem at all. Being bilingual or multilingual is an incredible asset. And so if we can have our students doing that here on our campus, I think it elevates and demonstrates for everyone that this is something to be valued and is important. And our kids can totally do this. We just have to set up the system to make it not a one-off experience, but a norm at our school. The system needs to exist, the program needs to exist. And once it exists, you don't ever have to know my name again.